Hello. Yes, you can hear me. Fantastic. All right. Stupid system. Hey guys, welcome to Chord Dave Live. It is Saturday night and it's Chord Dave Live, which is great. Let's talk about guitars and things because what else is there? Let me just make sure we're all up and running. Good. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Looks good. Anyway, it's Saturday night. It's about 10 p.m. So slouch it. On the Hobgoblin again. So, yeah, for those of you who are beer enthusiasts and want to know what I'm drinking each week, that's what we're on. Thanks everyone for joining us. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you're new, you got to hit that subscribe button and be at least subscribed for 1 minute before you can say hello. But do say hello because, you know, we're all friendly and stuff. Yeah, hopefully you had a good week. It's been busy, as it always is with around here. But we got a video out. We got lots of stuff going on. And yeah, some more guitar news and stuff has happened since I saw you last. So those Dave Mustaine's came out and they were ridiculously expensive, and that's why they're not selling. And the Kramers are doing all right. The Epiphones are not. The PRS Maple Silver Skies came out finally, and nobody's watching the video. That's what happens when you make videos about PRS. Nobody watches them. So I should have known better. Anyway, let's dive into the comments and talk about things and see how we're doing. Why is YouTube showing me that you don't have a picture? You guys should have a picture. Let me see. Have you guys got a picture? You do. You have a picture? Just let me know real quick. And what by picture I mean you can see me live, not just the thumbnail, right? Oh, it's just super delayed? Jesus, YouTube. All right, YouTube just messing with me. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's gonna be a long one. Scott Bugfoot is here first. He's always here first, and he says, "I just bought a Mexican Strat. Now I have heartburn." Coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But nice to know. Glad to. Hopefully, we'll see it in one of your videos soon, Scott. Sounds cool. James Severance here says, "Hey, Chord Dave, my Irish brother. Great to see you, James. Hope you are doing well, my friend. We haven't seen each other in 2 weeks now, of course, everyone here. So, you know, let me know what's new, because we missed last week. We had some stuff, and then I forgot that there's an event I might be going to next week. So we might be missing next week too. I don't know. I'll fill you guys in during the week. T is here, says, "Hey, Chord Dave. Hey, Scott and James. All of that good stuff." T says, "Any interest in the Champions League final?" All I'll say to you about that is, James, a little bit of football has died tonight, and that's how I feel about that. Marcia's here, says hello to Scott. Interestingly, as long as it's not green leaded gas, you're all good. All right, interesting. And of course, Marcia says, "Hit that like button, folks." Indeed. All good there. Scott says, "If you're new, welcome. You'll have to subscribe and then wait 1 minute to chat." Indeed. If you're new, folks, do say hello to us. If it's your first Chord Dave live experience, or your second, or you just never said hello to us before, but you watch, say hello. Because, you know, it's good times. Scott says, "What string gauge do you prefer on a Strat?" Ryan says 10. I just slap nines on everything. So, Maluth, your pal Marty would say nines on a Strat and tens on everything else, I think is what his thing is. But he puts nines on all my stuff because that's what I tell him I like. Muddy H Show's been playing with 12s. So yeah. There you go. He's weird. Muddy H Show's selling one of his nicest, in fact, his nicest guitar, by the way. Well, I'll tell you a bit more about that later if he pops in the chat. He said, "I'm on 50% commission if someone in the Chord Dave community buys it. Just don't tell them, and I'll tell Reverb." Scott says, "Dave Murray comes with nines, too thin for me." Nines would be my choice, Scott. So there you go. And Scott says, "Likes kind of low action, but not obsessively low." That's interesting. Yeah, low, but not too low. T says, "Same. When I get the hang of it, I'll raise the action, put heavy strings on just to have more admiration for Stevie Ray." Yeah, I mean, that's not my. I just can't. I just ain't got it. Alice here, great to see you as always. Alice's afternoon gang, and Ryan says, "I find nines just too thin. There's no resistance for bends." That works for me, man. T says, "Is Chord Dave a Man City fan?" I consider that offensive, T, to even ask that question. No. I don't like to talk about sports in public because there's always people who treat it like a religion and get offended and stuff. But um, I think teams like Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle, and whoever else is taken over by a state are ruining competitive sports by just taking over and winning everything all the time. So yeah, not a big fan of them. Not happy they've won the European Cup. But there'd be another European Cup next year, and hopefully a team with a bit of history and everything behind them wins it. I don't even care who, just somebody who's not pissing money against it all the time. Anyway, deep breaths. It's not worth it. Al says, "Hey Scott, I use nines or 8.5 baby fingers. See, Al and I are pals. That's why, because we're on the same." Scott says, "I can't feel the B and E on nines. Nothing but fretboard." Well, hey man, you just got to get used to it, and it's a good experience. Al says, "Prefer easier bends. Tens don't work for me. I suggest you get some Ernie balls with different gauges and see what works for you." That's the best way of figuring it out for sure. And Scott says, "Yeah, I'm heavy-handed too, so nines are all over the place with me." So there you go. Ryan says, "I've just bought a pack of the Dario XS strings and the B and E were missing." I messaged them 2 days later in the mail. Get 3 new sets and also separate B and E string. Well, there you go. That's a nice touch from them for sure. T says, "I've got a light touch. I find the tens grand." There you go. Tens would probably be the highest I would go to, but I like sticking to my slinkies, super slinkies. Scott says, "I didn't even really like playing Strats. Got the Dave Murray because the value is insane. Wish it had a case instead of a gig bag though." I mean, gig bags are not too bad, but I get where you're coming from. I would feel that same way. Thankfully, Strat cases are not too expensive. Al says to Ryan, "That's great customer service. I'll keep that in mind." It is great customer service. And he was in Groundhog Day. He played the groundhog. Buglips is here. Great to see you, Buglips. Hope you're doing well, my friend. All good stuff indeed. Scott says, "Good now. It was redundant tissue." Oh, what did I miss? How's your eye? Okay, so I hope your eye gets better. Yeah, there we go. The stuff we talk about on Chord Dave Live is often personal. Here we go. Let me see, what have we got? Marcia says, "Scott, I think most people would say nines on a 25.5 and tens on a short scale." See, there you go. There's no rules, but take note of that. When the guitar ships with what the guitar ships with, that's usually a good starting point. See, Marcia agrees with me. Put nines on it because it's a Strat. But hey, the good thing is everyone's got their own preference and will put whatever the flip they want on it, and that's okay. But yeah, no, that's pretty much what I've heard all the time. I don't really play Strats. Like, as I said, I have a Harley Benton Strat. It lives in its case. At some point I will do something with it. That's the plan. And Muddy H2O has been trying to get me to buy a Strat all week, and that's not happening. So, although in fairness, Muddy H2O is just trying to get me to buy any guitar this week. He said this decade. I'm pretty sure that will happen. But we'll figure it out. Scott says, "Odd thing was my eye turned from green to light blue for a week." Interesting indeed. That does not sound human, but there you go. Buglip says, "I use tens when I restrung Rat Nasty. Don't really notice the difference." There you go. That's pretty good. It came with very craptastic factory nines. All guitars come with very craptastic factory strings. First thing to do is change them, for sure. Ryan says, "That's true, Marcia. I never bothered to look much into scale length and all that. I don't like it, or either I like it or I don't, and I just use tens." There you go. Yeah, that's your preference. That's going to work for you, man. That's cool. Al says, "Even Tim Pierce has been playing nines and is considering moving to eights, but it really doesn's matter what others use. Find what works for you." Yeah, excellent. Billy Gibbons plays eights apparently all the time, so that dude's pretty good. I need Fender bass 6 strings on a Strat. I mean, maybe not, dude. Give it a shot. See what happens. Glenn Bailey's here for his timeout later on. It's good to see you as always. Glenn, hope you're doing well, my friend. Uh, no timeouts for you, Glenn, I promise. Someone else this week, maybe. We'll see. Buglip says, but to be honest, I went with 10s because the Dario standard lights were cheap and came in 3 packs. I like them. That's why I got them. If you like them, that's a good reason to get them. William Forrest says, hi all. Good to see you, William. Hope you are good. Marcia says, I don't think y'all hit like yet. I was here 30 minutes ago. There were 2 likes. I see 4 now. Well, there's 17 now, Marcia, so it's all good. Most people won't hit like until the show starts. You know, they got to make sure the beard is still here, and I'm not wearing anything. Oh shit! I was supposed to wear something for the show. I forgot. All right. Wait a second. I got something. I got to do something. Give me 2 seconds, dudes. This looks fucking ridiculous. But anyway, hey, look at me in my Slash hat. Which is too tall and not made of leather. But hey, it's fine. There we go. If you want to win that Slash hat, stay tuned and keep watching Chord Dave. Eventually I'll give it away. I got 2 of them, so you don't have to have that one. But yeah, I bought it on a whim last week. Anyway, I was going to wear it at the start of the show and completely forgot. And I've got no patience to wait till next week. So there you go. Anyway, Ben Allmark is here. Great to see you. Ben says, hello, my guitar enthusiast friends. I hope each and every one of you is doing well under the pressure this BS world government are bringing down on us. Stay strong, friends. Just ignore all that shit, Ben, and just live your best life. That's what I do. And it's working so far for me. So, you know. But thanks for joining us and thanks for the advice. I do appreciate it. Where are we now? Miranda's here. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Miranda. Hope you're well. Who else we got? Miranda's in Switzerland. Very cool. Good to see you, Mike. And who else? The usual crew. All here. Benny Larson's here. I saw his name somewhere. Where is it? Where's it gone? All those comments keep dropping in on me, man. That's the worst. All right, cool. We're back to where we were. I think. T says, I think I'll have a beer myself. There you go. Good man. Yeah, why not? It's Saturday night and that's made for beers. Buglip says, I like Hobgoblin, but my favorite Witchwood is Imperial Red. I don't see it here often. Sounds interesting. Haven't tried that before. Glenn says, I like the Kramer more than the Epi. That's for the Mustaines. I think that Kramers are more Mustaine-y than the Epiphones are. And yeah, like the Prophecy one to me is a bit over the top. Certainly the price. If I wanted to buy that today, it'll cost me 1,800 euros, which is ridiculous. There's no way I would pay that for an Epiphone. I don't care if Dave Mustaine is signing it and sending it to me directly from his personal collection. It's of no interest to me at that price. But yeah, I mean, I feel like they're pushing the boundaries to see what's happening. I know they're $14.99 plus taxes and shipping in the US, but it's a lot more. It's you're talking a few hundred more here, just base price, and even though that includes taxes and shipping, it's like it's just ridiculous. The black one, Black Custom, that's fine, but again, it's not. It just doesn't. And as a flying V fan, even I'll say it properly one of these days. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't make me go, oh, I need to have one of those. It's whatever. The Kramers are nicer. I think they're a better looking guitar. I like the fact that they're, not the standard thing. And they seem to have done a good job. They seem to be the better deal as well. Not just because they're cheaper, but they just all around seem to be the better guitar. But I don't know. I'm sure some folks have bought them and loved them, and that's great. But yeah, they're too expensive for Epiphones for me. But that's just going to keep happening. And I'm worried what the Dave Grohls are going to be, and I'm worried about what the greenies are going to be. I think people are going to go mental when those prices come out. But hey, that's the way the world is. Marcia says, I don't think from Fender they did a 24-inch on a Strat. I think they did 24-inch on other models. Glenda says yes. So anyway, you were talking about the what do you call it? Could you see me or not? Yeah, YouTube was just not showing me what was actually on the screen. So, thanks. I appreciate that. Money H2O has done one of them superb chats, which makes him the number one. He says, this guy is boring. Bring back the Monopoly guy. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it, but I threw the hat over that way and I can't get it now. So, it's too bad. But thank you for your super chat. And don't worry, I will pimp your reverb sales much later. Donald DeMille with a super chat. Thank you, sir. Says, Sláinte from Atlanta, USA. Indeed, Sláinte to you, sir. Anyways, you also say, I have bought more. I will call inexpensive guitars and I can count. Harley Benton's, Squire, and Amazon guitars for starters. Just got a Jet JS400 HSS Strat solder, 199 US love. I heard the Jets are fantastic. Andy the Guitar Geek talks very highly of them altogether. So yeah, great stuff, Donald. Thank you so much for the super chats, guys. Very much appreciated. And just puts you high up on the Chord Dave ranking. So thanks so much. Al says, heard that Dylan Talks Tone is buying a 24.75. Fender, don't know if it's a Tele or a Strat. Yeah, Dylan. What a dude he is. Bass Fox 11 4th says, good. Thanks. Appreciate it for letting me know. Ben says mine's perfect. I do appreciate you guys saying, help me out with that. Glenn says, I see a handsome bearded geezer. Thanks, Glenn. I love you. Right, so we are good on that front. Always good that when you can see me, T says, I take it you're a Man U fan. That's even more offensive. No, I'm not. No, I can't tell you who I support, but I'm not a Man U fan. That would be disgusting. Marcia says, I've seen non-Fender Strats with 24/7 and quarter-inch necks, but they're less common. I'll make you one, Scott, if you want. I'll do, no problem. It'll take me 10 years, but it's fine. Scott says, just a thought, but Gibson and Epiphone need to do another run of Joe Perry LPs before he is no longer with us. You never know, man. They are trying to get as many signature artists to re-sign and do new stuff with Gibson as possible. Like the next few years, we're going to see ridiculous amount of signatures. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they did it. Hopefully Joe's got some time, hopefully he's not, on his way out or anything, but yeah, he's got less years ahead of him than he has behind him for sure. But hopefully he's here for a while yet. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to see some stuff. Who knows? Who knows if Joe is one of the guys? Maybe after the Aerosmith farewell tour, or the next farewell tour, whichever happens. Richard Clark says, if you have to wait 1 minute and maybe you can sneak out before your friends see you. If you're new, wait 1 minute. Well, there you go. Yes. Ryan says, that would be cool, Scott. Long McQuaid by me still has one of his Gold Rush models in stock. There you go. That'd be a cool one. You got to get to where Ryan is, though. The Asian Redneck, great to see you. Says, howdy y'all. Hope everyone is well. We hope you are well. Indeed, Asian Redneck, as always. Glenn is asking Ryan if he is up to speed with his stalking on Facebook. Sounds good. March says, Scott, you're looking for Fender bass strings to convert to Strat, because if you're changing more than 1 to 2 gauges, you'll need to cut your nut slots wider or get a new one and bridge setup. I'm pretty sure he was joking, Marsha, but you never know. In the Chord Dave community, you could have people doing crazy shit like that. There you go. But yeah, good advice if you're going up more than a couple. I mean, you pretty much should change, like cut it for adjust it for anytime you change gauges. You might get away with one gauge up. Scott says, if you become accustomed to really low action, in my mind would always be obsessing over truss adjustments or living like in the buzz zone. I think, the buzz zone would be there for sure. T says, isn't everything about money these days? Football, guitars, these are the times we need to stop and smell the roses. It takes the passion out of it for me, man, but hey, it's not as exciting as it used to be when, one team is able to spend 3 times the budget of every other team. It's just not good. Anyway, I won't get into it too much. I'm not too obsessed with it. Shit, I'm on the wrong I'm on the wrong chat. So let me just get caught up here. It was on the wrong side. Oh my God. Sorry guys if I've missed some chats. That seems to have been YouTube here again. Right, we'll go back and I'll read some other stuff. I can't believe it keeps doing this to me. Richard Clarkville with the super chat, sir. Thank you so much. Says, I'm trying to practice. Can you count to 4? Sure. 1, 3, 2, 4. There you go. You're welcome. Anyway, let me get where was I? Okay, I've missed some chats, guys. I do apologize. I'm now in the chat is live and hopefully we'll get everything. If I missed anything, I do apologize. Where was I? I saw some fun chats. No, maybe they're okay. Yeah, Chord Dave is like ugly goth cousin and mopeds. They're all both fun to ride until your friends see you. Hey man, hey. Ryan says, yeah, just checked. For some reason I thought you were in Ontario. Yeah, it's not worth the shipping. There you go. Glenn says, yeah, I'm geographically challenged sometimes. Aren't we all, my friend? Let me see then. Scott says, I was considering a setup where the high strings are from the set of 10s and the E, A, and D are from a set of 9s. Hybrid sets do exist. I don't know if that is what that would be. I don't mess with it. Glenn says Billy Gibbons plays 8s because BB King asked him why you were working so hard with those heavier strings. I mean, if those two guys can play lighter strings, shouldn't the rest of us think about it? I mean, there you go. Marcia says, Scott, give it a try. Lots of people do that. They actually sell mixed sets like that from a load of string brands. Scott, Fender used to make the Voodoo Child sets that were like that. Well, there you go. You're on the right frame of thinking there. Let me see what we've got here. Al says, I lowered the action on my Epi LP and found a high fret. Time to call it a tech. Indeed, Al. Yeah, it just sounds like you need to get it fixed for sure. Upstairs to the right music says, hope you are well, and cool hat. Thanks, Mike. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And I believe it's your birthday this week, so happy birthday, sir. And everybody be sure to catch Upstairs to the Right Music's live streams and videos. They are very fun. All the way from Amsterdam, I believe, which is great. Good stuff. Great to see you, Mike. Hell yeah for the hat, says Marsha. He did it. I do, yeah, that is why somebody, I believe it was you, Marsha, said I should get a Slash hat. I was planning to buy a Slash Les Paul at one point and then wear the hat in a review type of video, but then I just can't bring myself to buy one of those. So anyway, even at $5.99, I keep looking at them, keep thinking about it. But then Muddy tries to get me to buy custom shops instead. And yeah, that's the kind of friend he is. Spend all your money on custom shops. And someday he's going to win. So, hey. Ryan says it looks like Victorian era Slash hat. It does. It does. It's just not right. It looks like, anyway, it's fun. Richard says, I am with AL, Al, and BB. I put 8.5 on everything, and 8.5 and 9 on everything. My hands are 58 years old. It really does help. There you go. 8.5 and 9 sounds like my kind of setup. Marsh says, send one to Slash. He might love it and wear it on stage. Tell him it's a new take on his classic. I don't think he would wear a hat that's for sale on Amazon for $10. €10, but you have the interesting thing is you can't buy one, you have to buy two. They won't sell one of those hats. You have to buy two of them. So we do have two. So the next Chord Dave competition winner is getting a Slash hat. It's just happening because I want to get rid of the one I have. That's a spare. So if you win the next competition, you're not just getting a guitar, you're going to get a Slash hat as well. Richard Clark says, I make my girlfriend wear 7s though. Richard, you should let her choose her own. All right, 7s are fine, but let her choose her own. So it's all good. Buglip says, I adjusted the action and truss rod on the Donner and it sounds good, but it gets noisy past the 14th fret. But I don't know how much is it and how much is my sausage fingers. Who knows? Could be either. Al says, tried 7s once. It was insane. Monster bends. 7s would feel too light for me, I think, but yeah, I know I'd experiment sometimes. Why not? With guitar strings. It says, not sure what that means, Richard, but it sounds fun. Scott says, yes, Marsha, but my point was to keep a guitar at a low point height may take constant adjustment over time versus having them a little higher and having a bit more play, having a bit more play longer between adjustments. I don't know if that is the case, but there you go. Benny says you should wear the top hat more often, Dave. I'm going to wear it to the supermarket tomorrow. Just out cutting the grass, that sort of stuff. No, I probably won't, but thanks. I'll wear it in videos and stuff just for the crack. We'll see how it goes. Mark says, I'm very sad about the Dave Grohls being way out of most people's price range. It's so anti-foos. It's not up to Dave what price gets set. Yeah, it's a Gibson thing. They're absolutely going to play on the fact that the original runs are now what 20,000 they're running for, something like that. So yeah, it's not Dave Grohl's fault. But I would say most artists don't want their fans paying crazy money for their guitars. There's very few of them are happy with high prices, especially for stuff like Epiphones. But hey, they just got it. They get whatever it is, about $100 or so per guitar. So as long as they sell, they don't really care. Muddy H2O with another super chat, funding my custom purchase in the future. Once I do like 5,000 streams. If Epi releases a 3/4 size Dave Grohl 335, Dave may burst his replica leather slash pants from excitement, by the way. I don't know if that is something that will happen, but thanks. No, pretty much we won't expect that to happen. But thank you, sir. I do appreciate your super chatness and your friendship. Masha says, wow, 2 super hats back to back. I think that's an interesting typo. Super chats, indeed. And Mike I with another super chat. Mike, thank you so much for the $13.99. Guys, loving the super chat action tonight. Thank you so much. Says, love that guitar brings us all together. And I've got something blocking my screen so I can't see what else is it. Cheers, everyone. Indeed, Mike, thank you so much. And cheers to you, sir. Sludge, in fact. Okay. Marcia said, or no, that's Marcia. Yeah, we got Marcia's. Ryan says, how much is the Grohl, Marcia? And I can answer that for you. So right now we are looking 1,500 plus for the Dave Grohl. Now we don't have any confirmation of it. We won't until the price actually gets hit. Until the guitars hit the market. But yeah, you're looking at $14.99. Hopefully they will have probably the same pickups as the Gibson version, because they are re-releasing the white version that he's touring with apparently as well on the Gibson side. So it's likely we'll see a Gibson and Epiphone release at the same time, because I think they're wanting to see if they do that, how the Epiphone sales will affect the Gibson sales, especially with the Gibson sales being seen, Gibson guitars being seen as a collecting thing, more so than the Epiphones, which will be used a lot more. So I think we're looking at $14.99 because you've got your Adam Jones coming out at $14.99 in Europe anyway. Now you've got the Dave Mustaine's at ridiculous money. You've got the Joe Bonamosses now as well. And Mike, who's in upstairs to the right music, he did a really good live stream last week talking about the resale values of these Epiphones, and some of them are terrible. so yeah, you just gotta be very careful with these guitars when you're buying them. If you're buying them for resale value, sell them soon, sell them quick, because they don't hold their value too well, the Epiphones that are expensive. Anyway, Dave Grohl's, how much are they going to be? 15 to 2,000. That's my expectation. We'll get into that more when it's coming close to the time. Marcia says, Scott just said, I love you in sign language for your information. Interesting stuff. Scott and Donald sitting in a tree. All right. Well, love is all around. Why not? Mar says, nobody knows yet, Ryan. We just all know it's going to be massively expensive based on the recent prices of Epiphone signatures. Ryan Burns says, LFC fan Dave. I probably gave it away, but you know, I've never walked alone. That's all I will say to that. Uh, so many people just unsubscribing now that they found that out, which is fine. But anyway, it's all good. Marja says, I'll be shocked if they're sub 1,000. There's no way in hell they'll be sub 1,000. Actually, I should just keep putting out on my channel that Dave Grohl's will not be under $1,000, and then Cesar will see it and want to prove me wrong, and they'll come out at $9.99. So yeah, maybe I could do a public service. I'll just keep saying the pricing is going to be ridiculous on them. Come on, Cesar, I challenge you. Make them reasonably priced. If I keep saying they're going to be super expensive. Benny says to Marshall, I can't have it a slightly different meaning though. Or can't it have a slightly different meaning though? There you go, probably. And Marshall says, I'm willing to bet they will be around the same as the Mustangs, in around there. Let me see. T says, I'll give you a giggle. I'm Chelsea. Ew. Great year. And looks like Lukaku is handmade for them. I'll shut up. It's funny now. I mean, dude, hasn't been a good year for you, my friend. So thankfully you're into guitar, which is a better hobby anyway. So here we go. But hey, yeah, that's a rough one. The Mustaine V's are overpriced, but I'm more offended none are left-handed. I'm probably going to go with the V kit and build my own. Yeah, the thing, Bug Lips, is I don't know if you know this, but left-handed people don't play guitar. And of all the left-handed people in the world, 6 of them who do play guitar buy all the left-handed guitars. So yeah, it's a problem. There's no there's no love for the left-handed people. I don't know why that is, because they got to retool their or reprogram their CNC machines, and it'll take 5 minutes to do it. Who's got 5 minutes? Scott says, I'd love to build a kit. There you go, man. Why not? It's a good project. It's a good fun thing to do. And I know I said at the end of last year we're going to do some kits this year, but I haven't had the flipping time. So there we go. I need to take a month off. Like, just take a month off work. But they won't give me a month off work. They're like, no, you got to come to work and answer the stupid questions all the time. Oh, I shouldn't say that because some of my coworkers now know about this channel. So no, coworkers. I don't consider the questions we get asked stupid at all. Monday to Friday, with being the exceptions. Marcy says, which one for glory hole? Or, I mean, this is about emojis. Or hand sign. I'm just going to move on. Richard says, that's a new timing. I'm going to write a hit. Absolutely. 1, 3, 2, 4. That's how you do it. Booklip says, building a kit is definitely choosing a hard path, but I figure if you get good at doing it, then it solves the selection issue, because you can make whatever you want, how you want it. I mean, for the most part, you can indeed. Yeah. Al saying happy birthday to Upstairs to the Right Music. Indeed. Wishing him a good happy birthday. Ryan says, I just dug out my old wood pile from the shed. Gonna try and make some guitar bodies. Have quilted maple and mahogany, black walnut and koa. Those are going to be nice guitar bodies, my friend. Keep us updated on Facebook. And if you're not in the Facebook group, there's a link in the description. It's basically Muddy H2O's hobby, moderating that group. So if you want to be seeing guitars and things that we can't post in the live chat here, you can check it out in the Facebook group. It's pretty cool. And there's only one rule in the Facebook group, and it's don't get offended by other people on the internet, because it's not worth it. That's the rule. That's the only rule. Also, I guess a second rule is try not to offend people. Like, try not to be a dick. That's the rule, isn't it? Yeah, it's don't be a dick, and then don't get offended by people who are being a dick, because they're not worth it. That's it. 2 rules. Scott says, I'd not do a good job, but I'd like to try. Depends on how much is DIY. I'm not doing frets. Usually there's a little bit of tidying up on frets with kits. For the most part, they're just plug and play. They're very straightforward. I mean, the good ones, like, I haven't tried a Stu Mac kit, but I imagine those are pretty good. The Harley Benton ones apparently now are very straightforward. You can literally just put it all together as soon as you open the box and start playing. Check out some videos on some of the boxes or some of the kits that are available now from the big companies. They appear to be quite good, but definitely worth looking into and doing just for fun at some point. Let me see. Benny says to Marsha, what does the horns up mean? Maybe that's what I was thinking of. This could be a dangerous question. T says, Dave, I think custom shop would suit you. I mean, I'd love a custom shop, but yeah, who knows? My eye is just not drawn to stuff like that really at the moment. I'm very much into older guitars right now, and Muddy ruins my choices all the time. I'm like, hey, what about this one? And he's like, no, you shouldn't buy it because there's something wrong with it. Like, I didn't even realize. So there you go. I suppose it's good to have somebody to watch your back, not let you make stupid purchases. But hey, it's just annoying. But yeah, I don't know. Custom shop maybe at some point. Who knows? Just got to get one of those house things first. Like, buy it a house. See how it goes. Marcia says, by the way, I'd be very open to 8s, but only on a Strat. I don't know how people feel them under calluses. Serious question, because I can barely feel 9s, trebles under my fingers. The horns are the rock horns. Everyone flashes at concerts, Benny. So there you go. Tonight, I believe, Ireland's best rock and roll venue, Slane Castle, is hosting the rock and roll legend that is Harry Styles. So a little bit of music is dying as well. But no, listen, some of the biggest names in rock music have played there. Thin Lizzy, Queen, Rory Gallagher played there on the bill with Queen, I believe, or with Thin Lizzy. I believe Bruce Springsteen, U2 have played there, the Chili Peppers, Foo Fighters, who else have I seen there? Guns N' Roses played there a couple of times, Metallica. You know, it's a mostly a rock venue, but they have at times slipped up and let Madonna play there, and Eminem, and now Harry. Some people not happy about it. My opinion is, I don't care. I'm not going, so it doesn't affect me. It's just a place where people are having concerts. Who cares? But yeah, it's funny watching people arguing online about it. I think it's kind of fun. There's another thing that's happening. It's not just Champions League that's on tonight. It's also Slane. Kind of. Anyway, if you haven't seen Slane, by the way, as a live venue, it's fantastic. U2 have videos. I think you just watch them on YouTube now. Videos of their Slane concerts from 2001. I was at one of them, and Chili Peppers did one at Slane, a live video. That's great as well. They were amazing. I've seen the Chili Peppers live 3 times. That was the best time. They were on song, like, pardon the pun. They were really good that night. The other 2 times I saw them, they were kind of meh, because they weren't recording a live DVD that night. But they were fine. But they were amazing at Slane that time. Yeah. So anyway, there you go. Buglip says, wood is unfinished, but that I can do because I worked with paint and finish so much. Yeah, well, with a kit, the first thing to do would be to sand it down, then prep it and paint it. It's a bit of fun though. It's not going to take you much more than a day or 2 days to do what you want. Scott says, I would rock the / hat at work all day. I mean, I work from home in this office, just facing that way, and nobody sees me most of the time. Although maybe in my next team meeting, I'll just wear my / hat and be like, somebody said I should wear it to work all day. I would get enough funny looks. It'd be fun. Mark says, Ryan, you have the talents to build an entire acoustic guitar. I never knew that. The skills. Talent. I believe talent is something that you're inherently born with, whereas skills are something that you can learn. I don't think you can learn talent, but you can learn skills, and guitar building is a skill. So just not to be pedantic about it, but that's how I would feel about it. What else have we got? Some people are just delicate, Marsh. Kids are soft these days. That's true. Soft as marshmallows, says Ben Allmark. I mean, it's quite possible that's true. Also, Glenn says, next giveaway, Harley Benton Les Paul appetite burst with a / hat, since we seem to not be getting a TCD Speedo. Why do people keep talking to me about Speedos? Why is that? What's going on? Is it because it's summer? I don't know. But that's probably not happening. Red says, no, I don't have a talent or patience for an acoustic. Just wanted to make like an LP special. Very nice. Or maybe a Telecaster, and probably use a pre-made neck or a blank. Very cool, Ryan. Yeah, I seriously want to start getting into guitar building a lot. Crimson Guitars do courses, and I'm very tempted to take one of their like 6-day courses. They're expensive, but I think there's skills that you would learn, like that you would have going forward, that you could actually use to great effect. You could, as soon as Gibson come out with a guitar, you could just make your own. So, I'm excited. I'm interested in doing that. I think next year, because they're booked out this year, I think I might look at doing it. Actually, I might have to make a decision on that soon because you're booking up. But that's something I want to do. Crimson Guitars make some interesting stuff. I'd like to learn from them. I think wasn't there some controversy on YouTube with them recently? I wasn't really paying attention, but I like their content of making stuff. I like to just watch them making stuff. It's cool. Anyway, that wasn't what I was thinking, says Marcia. Says Benny to Marcia. I was thinking not so much that he was in love, but rather that he wanted to make love. Okay, Benny. Well, that's one way to interpret it, and now we're all thinking about that. So, well, D-Max says, hey, I'll just stopping by for a quick hello. I've been playing a bass model Yamaha Revstar through a Boss Katana 50 lately, and sounds great on a decent budget. That's cool, D-Mac. Great to see you, man. Yeah, Revstars are cool. I know Glenn, our very good friend Glenn Bailey, is a fan of his, so that's cool. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Where are we now? I saw something. There we go. Scott says a Dave Grohl 339. I don't think so. He's pretty consistent with his 335, so I think that's all we're getting from there. Dave wants a 3/4 because it makes his hands look bigger. You know what they say. No, man, it's fine. I've got no qualms. I got like average size hands. It's fine. I mean, it's a little bit wider than the average person, a little bit girthier, someone would say, but yeah, it's just on hand basis, I'm just saying. Marcia says, wow, was it super chat day? Thanks for supporting the channel, everyone. Indeed, super chats go a long way to actually helping me hit the monetization level to actually get paid out each month. So I do appreciate them so much, and thank you to all you generous people. And I must say to the generous folk of Patreon as well, who are signed up to pay every month. And there's only a handful of them, but they are super cool people, and I appreciate them so much. And if you want to join the Patreon, you can click the link in the description below. You're supporting the channel. You will get extras, and the videos will mostly go up 24 hours in advance. When YouTube's messing with me and I have a hot topic, I have to throw it up as quickly as possible before anyone else. But other than that, videos go up at least 24 hours, sometimes 48 hours, and sometimes 72 hours earlier on Patreon. So if you want to catch the videos early, Patreon, the link's in the description below. And like I always say, there's always an opportunity to pick up t-shirts, which are linked in the thing as well. And there's new t-shirts. They're called the Scully t-shirts, and they say 3 Chord Dave on them. So you no longer have to buy one with my face. Those are gone. You can't get them now. So too late. But thanks to everyone who for supporting the channel. It does mean a lot. And there's links and everything to affiliate schemes that I never check to see if I have any what do you call them, credits or payouts or whatever on. So I should do that at some stage. Miranda says, DMAC, nice. Revstars are great, and the P91 sounds awesome. I definitely agree. I think they're pretty cool. Brian Matthews says, love the Epi signatures, but can't understand when pro bookers get added. Brian, man, that is one of the things that drives me crazy. I don't mind them if they're going to do like a cheaper signature. That's fine. Like, for example, those Slash signatures are now $5.99. I think that's the price with pro workers that's appropriate. I mean, that's what I can buy them for at Thomann. But I still have a thing about them where I'm like, I don't think I want to buy one of those now. But I do come close. Occasionally I'm like, I should buy one. As a big Slash fan, I should buy one. But yeah, pro bookers are fine. They're good pickups, don't get me wrong. But when you're putting them in guitars that are what are like $450 or euros, and then you're also putting them in $1,000 guitars and trying to justify that. I think that's wrong. Same with the casinos and stuff that came out recently, and the same P90s are in them than as the cheapest ones. I think they're not explaining that very well, and I don't know if they can do anything different. But the pro bookers, I'm with you. I think they need to do something about that. Anyway, we'll be here talking all night about that if we let us. But there we go. T says, Jesus, how much will that will the Gibson Dave Grohl cost? Do you know if it's standard or custom? No word on that yet, but it'll be up there. I would expect it to be hitting the heights of whatever the greenie. If it's standard, whatever the greenie is, add $500 on top because it's the 335. Yeah, but they could put it out as a Murphy Lab. They could put it out as the custom. Who knows? But whatever it is, I think they'll probably put it out as limited edition. And you have to be into white guitars, which, as you guys know, I am not. So yeah, no interest. I'll buy the Epiphone if it's less than 1,500. Ryan says probably 5K, which that wouldn't surprise me at all, man. That would definitely be in the possibility range for sure. Glenn Bailey with a super chat because he is super nice and super cool. Says, Trogley, what's your opinion on the new 3-chord Dave signature hat? Or are you waiting for the Speedo? Shit, wrong channel. Guess I'll be back after my weekly timeout. Glenn, can't believe you did that, man. As we were talking about guitar building, the only way I'm getting a custom or a signature or anything is by building it myself, I think. But yeah, I really wish Trogley would come on the show and just do an interview with me. I mean, I did ask him that one time and he ignored me. So come on, Geek Lord, come on the show, dude. We'll talk about guitars and things and help you sell one. Maybe. Maybe not. Benny says to Varj, if he was talking to his grandma, it would be a lot more than just semantics. I'm feeling that conversation's just getting off track there. But I see where you're going with it. I like it. Muddy says to Ryan, that's probably low. Given how much the old ones sell for, I'd guess 7 to 10K. Well, thankfully, Muddy's not in charge of Gibson's business affairs. But he also could be right. Mark says, of course, the DG won't be under 1,000. That's what I say. That's why I said that. They may not be even under 1,500. Yeah, you're right. My actual guess is that they'll be 1,500 to 2,000, somewhere in that mark. It wouldn't surprise me if $1,799 was the price of the Epiphone Dave Grohl's when they come out. Wouldn't surprise me. I think they will probably aim for 15, so $1,499, but I think $1,799 is also likely. But you never know. They might just surprise us and throw them out for $1,299. Who knows? But they're definitely nowhere near 1,000, unless Cesar wants to make me look stupid, which is fine by me if the guitars come out at a cheaper price. just don't hold your breath on it. T says to 3-chord Dave, Ryan should get the hat for guessing LFC. I mean, maybe Ryan's going to win the contest next time around, so who knows? Scott says, I can't even think about any more guitars for a while. I'll have to buy new furniture. I mean, what's more important, furniture or guitars? I think we all know the answer to that. Miranda says, the Epi LP Modern is a steal compared to the new models. I don't regret getting mine. Very well playing guitar, even compared to my Gibsons. I like the Moderns. I think they're pretty cool. I like the fact that they have the same guitar on Gibson and Epiphone. I think it's pretty much the same guitar. Also, the Muse, the Epiphone Muse, it's a really good guitar. Had one for a while. Just didn't jive with that one, but I actually thought it was pretty cool. And the electronics in it are really nice as well. So good. So I think they're the same as the electronics in the Modern. They could be. They're similar anyway. But yeah, those are really good and definitely good value for sure. Some of the better value ones. Let me see. Richard says, since Cesar is a CAO now, he doesn't have any real power anyway. Put that in your post and let him see it. I, I really, 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 really want to get Cesar to come on the channel, guys. I'll rephrase that. I really, really, really want Cesar to let me interview him on the channel, so that we can ask him questions about Gibson and Epiphone. He won't answer anything controversial or anything, but maybe he can give us an idea of where Gibson is going, and maybe he'll just come on to promote shit. But it'd be good to get him on, right? And I think we will have a shot maybe when the channel hits around 10,000 subscribers, if the channel hits 10,000 subscribers. YouTube's still being a little bitch and taking subscribers off the channel for some reason, but I guess that's down to inactivity or deleted accounts or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, we're losing about 100 subscribers a month right now for the last 2 months. So that's annoying because we were almost at 7,500. So yeah, we gotta try and turn that around as soon as possible. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, please. It's important now more than ever. But yeah, I think once we hit around 10,000, we can hopefully try and convince people like that to come on the channel, get Cesar on and talk to him about Gibson, because he knows who we are and he does check the channel. I know that for a fact because things have been said on social media posts and stuff to discount what I was saying, and I think that's funny. And then of course he's reacted to my posts and stuff. So we have a good relationship, Cesar and I. He's my friend. He just doesn't know it yet. Ryan says, is it a custom shop, Muddy? I was thinking of getting USA. I was thinking if they made a USA run, it would be priced around 1,000 more than the ES335. Yeah, that's a good question. USA made Dave Grohl, I think 1,000 more than the standard ES335 is probably a good estimate, I would imagine. But considering the secondhand market value of those guitars, you never know. You never know. They could, because they're trying to sell, what do they call them? Their verified vintage or whatever it is program that they'll release their guitars every once in a while. The old guitars, those are interesting. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully I'll get some info on it and what they're doing soon. I've asked some questions. I'm waiting for responses. Al says, there's a store in Florida that sells only left-handed guitars. Saw the video from Shane on In the Blues channel. Very cool. In the Blues is a really nice channel. Yeah, I like watching his stuff. He does some great reviews. All the way down there in Australia, which is a great place. And yeah, he's a very cool channel. He has another channel I came across once and I've never seen it again, where he does reviews on different things, not guitars. A very cool guitar player as well. Muddy H2O says, Ryan, if they release them like they have been, I'm guessing custom shop version will come first, but who knows anymore? Lol. Indeed, who knows? Not me. Scott says, heard that some people are born with an extra vein somewhere in their forearm. Oh, geez. I was wondering where that was going. And 70% of these people become guitar players later in life. Anyone else hear that? I can't remember the source. I've never heard that, but now I'm wondering what's going on. Ben Allmark says, Miranda, I agree. You recently sold one and have been regretting it and trying to find another one. Ryan says, I saw that one. Here he keeps a few righties somewhere in the back, which is quite ironic, isn't it? Miranda says, Ben Allmark, they should be available in Europe. They're around $530 for the Pelham Blue. Are they? That's pretty sweet. Let me see. Epiphone. That's Paul Modern. Because that is something I think is pretty cool. Those Pelham Blues. $679 on Thomann, so I'll have to look around. Let me know where you're seeing them for $530, Miranda. That'd be cool. That would be a pickup, I think, at that price point. That's a very cool guitar, for sure. Okay, Marcia says, speaking of new furniture, any of my fellow New York friends have a couch in good condition, i.e. no bed bugs and not too worn out? No, definitely you don't want bed bugs. Let me see. Just dropped a load of comments. Why not? Thanks, YouTube. Anyway, Marcia's looking for a couch. If any of you guys are in New York and have a couch, reach out. You can reach out to Marcia on the Facebook group, I believe. So hit the link in the description. Muddy says, Dave has already blown out all the veins in his forearm, unfortunately. Hey, that was a private conversation. I thought you had like a HIPAA responsibility not to tell anyone. Apparently not. So much for being a medical professional. That's what you told me anyway. Al says, Texas Toast recently did a 5-part building a 335 from Strumac. Oh, very cool. T says, Chord Dave, are you buying a house to have more room for guitars? Yeah, or just to have my own space. Because I live in an all right house, but it's my landlord still has a lot of his stuff in the house. Like this part of the room over there has furniture, has a bed and mattresses and stuff like that, and boxes piled up on it, and there's stuff in the house like this was someone's parents' house, and there's remnants of that in the house, like old people furniture and pictures and stuff. So yeah, I just need to get my own house. Whether that'll be in Ireland or somewhere else in Europe that has like reasonable housing markets will be something to be seen. But two things I want: more space for guitars and a workshop to work on stuff like guitars and other ideas I have for making products and different things, other side hustles that I do, and a podcast studio. That'd be great, or YouTube/podcast studio, because I want to do a lot of stuff that way too. So yeah, all sorts of tea. I don't know. I think you're from over in the West, right? Well, in Wexford, in the Southeast, house prices are flipping ridiculous right now. So I don't think it's happening this year at least, but we'll find out when it does happen. Muddy says, Dave is buying a house to be closer to Muddy H2O. I have looked at houses close to Muddy H2O's house, or in his state anyway. I offered him a partnership to open a guitar store, but he said that I had to do all the work, so I gave up on that. Glenn says Dave has forearms. I don't know what you're talking about, Glenn. But no, not really. Scott says, hit like if you hit, it would hit you if it could. It might. But he just says, that's where he keeps his rubber bands, Glenn. No, it's not. I keep them on the desk over there. All right, smart ass. T says, I was lucky enough to see the Chili Peppers at Slane as well. I thought that Flea was going to hop off the stage. Definitely up there as best live gig. They were phenomenal that day. It didn't hurt that it was a phenomenally sunny day. Like I was sunburned for about 3 years afterwards. And the support was Foo Fighters and Queens of the Stone Age. There was other bands on the bill, but those were the big three. It was fantastic. One of the best gigs I've ever been to. Yeah, it's just great, and yeah, glad you got to be there too. Fantastic, one of my favorite Slanes. I've been to quite a few over the years. Scott says, I want a guitar with a lower half of a Tele shape and a top half Randy Rhoads V shape. What? That's the kind of thing, Scott, I need you to draw out for me so I can understand it. But yeah, all right, why not? Oh, Muddy's going to work on it. That's great. It'll be interesting. He knows what he's doing. Buglip says, you mean so it looks like a water drop? Or a Japanese speech bubble? Ryan says, where's my Patreon mug, by the way? Ryan, I sent you a link to claim it. You have to click on you have to email Patreon or something. I sent you a link a while ago through Facebook or email, I think. Yeah, there's a whole thing. But if you go on Patreon and you search, where is it? Because I kept up the page actually. Here, I can send you the link. I can put the link in here, and I mean anyone can click it, but Ryan, you'll be able to follow it and go through and get the stuff, because I'll send it to you on again today. But yeah, you gotta claim the mug. Apparently, I didn't know that, and they should send it to you then once you put in your details. Apparently something to do with having an address on your account or them recognizing the address on your account. It's something. But you should be able to get it if you follow the link. It has all the instructions. And let me know if you have any issues with it. Buglip says, let's build some kits and then start making Franken guitars. That'd be fun. I think that was the idea we were talking about towards the end of the year, really, like a lot of us doing kits. And I just haven't gotten around to doing any kits myself because I'm too busy. But yeah, it'd be nice to do. They're kind of fun. Muddy says, Ryan, you still haven't gotten that mug? And apparently not, because he wouldn't be asking, where is it, if you had. So there you go. We should have a kit build-off. Muddy says, I'm down for a kit build-off, but you know he would cheat somehow. He'd be the Manchester City of kit guitar building in the group. You know that's the truth. He would he'd buy the best kit, the best paint, the best tools, and then pay somebody super, like, I don't know, someone who works at Collins Guitars to build the guitar kit for him. Something like that. I don't know. Muddy says, sounds like we need to pay someone a visit, Ryan. Muddy's just trying to get to visit me all week. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. I'll just actually tell you, here's the thing. Some of your favorite creators on Patreon are offering exclusive Patreon merch. If a creator is offering merch to sign up, you're eligible to receive this merch. If you meet the requirements, you have a shipping address in the country we ship to, and you've been a Patreon for 3 months, and then it's like you got to claim it. It said something about that. They might have changed it. Receiving merch from a thing. You did it. If you're not currently joined up, you have to do that. Where's the thing that says, oh yeah, manage your shipping information. And it takes 3 days from the confirmation email. Oh yeah, they should have sent you an email. That's what it is. So anyway, that link will have all the information in it, and then you should get it. But I'll follow up with them if you still haven't got it after checking your address and stuff like that. Anyways, where are we now? Buglip says, no, after I got the Donner to work, I hung out in drop D for a while, and now I'm trying to learn my open chords in E with my arthritic raptor claw fingers. I mean, it's a challenge, but I think it'll work. I think you'll do it. I'm happy. T says they could put it in as all three, another cash cow. You never know. For the Dave Grohls, I would think you're talking about there. Muddy says, who is anxious for traveling to go through Dave's parts and specs? I mean, there's no need for that, Muddy. Come on, man. Glenn says, I've been wanting to build a kit guitar, but I want to paint it and the tops on the kit look nice to cover with paint. Yeah, usually they're not very, they're not the best of tops, that's for sure. So yeah, painting is definitely the way to go, or covering up some other way. Let me see. Miranda with the super chat. Thank you so much there. It's very cool. As Gear for Music and Music Productive include shipping and tax. That's very cool. I will check both of those. Gear for Music I've checked out before. Music Productive I haven't, but I'll definitely have a look at them now. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. And thanks for your super chat. Very cool of you. Glenn Bladley says, oh no, he said that already. Benny says, I'll be down for a kit build off. Gear for Music has a 12-string tele kit. Wow, that'd be interesting. Sounds like we should do it. A 12-string, not a 12-string tele. I mean, you can, but a kit build-off. We'll do it over the summer. Why not? All right, everybody have your guitar kits ready by August. And I'll see if I have. Put them in the Facebook group, and then on a 3 Chord Dave Live, we'll reveal them all and vote on who has the best one. Bribes will be accepted. Scott Brower's here. He says, what's up, peeps? Good to see you, Scott. Hope you're well, man. Glenn says, I want to see what Dave's first neck depth is. No, you don't, Glenn. Don't want to scare you, my friend. But yeah, thanks for that. T says, guitar, dinner with Dave Grohl, 35 grand. You never know. They could do one of those. Yeah, like guitar, dinner, fly you to Nashville, as long as you live 25 minutes away from Nashville, stay in a hotel. Did you guys hear the story about that hotel that the Gibson people who bought the Greenie stayed in? It's like the Hilton Hotel in Nashville, right? Or it's one of the Hilton brands in Nashville. And I don't want to say too much about them, but apparently, and this is not Gibson related in any way, but apparently somebody who worked at the hotel snuck into somebody's room in the middle of the night while they were asleep and started to suck on their toes. That's correct, their toes. Um, and the dude woke up with like a dude at the end of his bed with his toes being sucked. And he sued them and won lots of money. And the guy was fired, obviously. So anyway, yeah, I won't be staying at that hotel if they if I buy a guitar from Gibson. A friend of mine shared that story with me. He was like, "Is this a hotel Gibson used?" Yes, it was. So anyway, I think that was a couple of years ago. Nothing to do with Gibson, probably. Although his name was Mark Agnesi. So anyway, Marcia says, "Oh my God, that's going to be epic. Trogley doing a Dave Grohl epi and then comparing to the rare Gibson variant. I can picture the ridiculousness." I'm sure he will do that. It's going to be an epic video. People are going to watch the shit out of it. Unfortunately. Scott says, if Dave's the judge, then bluest guitar wins. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I will change it up a little bit. Benny says to Glenn, just buy a kit without a top. I feel like that means Glenn will be topless when he buys the guitar kit himself. But that's why we love Glenn, because he's cool. And staying cool for summer. Money H Show says, rumor has it Dave will buy the guitar kit, build off winner's guitar for new Epiphone prices. Rumors be rumors, man. You never know. Al says Landon Bailey also likes blue guitars, which is why I like him. And Bar says, I've heard the Muse is great. The Moderns are really great. That works. I would agree. That's probably how it is. Glenn says, if I build a white guitar and Photoshop it blue, I might have a chance to win. I can spot Photoshop 10 miles away. But yeah, you might. Ryan says, yeah, just a nice maple cap on a pre-made body. That could work. Benny Larson says, regarding kits, Solo Music Gear in Canada has a bunch of nice looking kits. And Glenn says, I've always wanted to do a Rick bass kit. That'd be nice, actually. Yeah, if it wasn't a bass. Ryan says, yeah, Benny, I go to their shop sometimes. They have everything. If they have everything, that's good. And Buglip says, a good finish is pretty easy. Just remember that you want temp and humidity to be cool and dry. There you go. Sounds like good advice to me. Ryan then said, hang on, where's Ryan's? Where's it gone? If you get Cesar on, can you ask him why he blocked me on Instagram for asking why he won't sell Mod Shop to Canada? Yes, I will. Which is weird because I've seen him answer that question in the lamest possible way. Sorry, Cesar. His answer was that it's a shipping thing, that they can't ship those things to what do you call them, into Canada, which I don't buy. But there you go. But yeah, if he comes on, I will definitely ask him that for you. Like, hey, Ryan is blocked on Instagram. Why? And he'll unblock you. I'll tell him to unblock you. Because, you got to be following the big C. Mer says, Ryan Cesar blocked you for asking that. What the flip? Yeah, he does get blocky sometimes. Benny says, I've looked around their website. It certainly look pretty well stocked. That's Solo. They do some stuff, that's for sure. People have asked and said a lot worse. Why on earth would he block you for that? He must have been having a sensitive day. Sometimes you get sensitive. T says, Cesar takes over as CEO. Chord Dave starts losing subscribers. Coincidence. There we go. That's what it is. Yeah. It's weird. I don't know. YouTube just balances out sometimes. It's never hit my channel as hard as it has now, which is weird because at the minute my views are going up over the last 2 months right now, but the subscribers are going down. That's not what happens. So I don't know. So it's just for now, it's more important than ever to make sure you're subscribed. Even if you've been subscribed for a long time, just make sure you're still subscribed every now and then when you watch a video. You should be, but and tell all your family and friends to join the club. Why not? Muddy Hedgerow says, Ryan, it's probably because Canadians are too nice to rip off. Muddy H2O is practically Canadian, by the way. That's why he's saying that. Scott says, get Mark A. He's the one that will leak the secrets. I actually think Cesar is more likely to leak the secrets because his Instagram, and does he have Twitter? His Instagram, anyway, he's always leaking stuff. Whether he means to or not, I don't know. But he's always got stuff in the background or little hints to things. And yeah, he's not too secretive, shall we say. So I think Cesar would give up secrets or exclusives, shall we say, to the channel. But I think he would ask me where I get my information from, and I'm not going to tell him because I don't want to get people in trouble. But I'll be very honest with him and say sometimes it's just Gibson are not very secure with the information they put out. And I'll say no more. Anyways, because someone else will figure out how I get the information and then be like, do their own channel and they'll get more subscribers and I'll retire. So, no, I just want to catch up with Trogley. I think it's my next YouTube goal. I think he's got, what, like 300 more subscribers than me. Anyway, Robert is here. Good to see you, Robert. Says, good morning, young David. Young. Morning, everyone. I'm really tempted to buy a Japanese guitar built guitar to add to my collection. Checked out some positive reviews. Any thoughts? Well, young Robert, my thoughts to you are everything I've heard of about Japanese guitars has been positive. I don't recall any negative reviews. Every time I've had a Japanese guitar in my hands, it has been a very nice guitar. I've said before, the one negative time I had was I bought a Troublemaker Telly from Toma, and it was just there was a shipping issue, I think, caused a defect in it. It might have been more than that, I don't know, but it wasn't a big. I probably could have fixed it, but I didn't want to take the risk and I sent it back. That was disappointing, but I think Japanese guitars are great, and I would definitely add one to my collection if I had a good one available to me. Richard says, there's a guy in my hood that sells only left-handed cigarettes. That's the way. That's what you want. Glenn says you can't get left-handed cigs in Virginia anymore. There you go. I mean, that's the way to go. Smoking's bad for you guys, so there you go. Scott Bogfoot says Gibson Epiphone needs to bring back Chicago Blue Sparkle. No, they don't. They could, but they don't need to. I'm not a big fan of the sparkles. Maybe I am. I don't know. I probably am. Miranda says gear for music and music productive. 542 Swiss francs, should be a bit less than euro, including tax. Epi LP Modern Pelham Blue. The black one is even less. Yeah, you should charge less for the black one because it's not as cool. But that's super cool. I will check those out for sure because I think that's a sweet price for those. They're nice guitars. Ryan says, is that the midnight blue color, Scott? And Scott says yes, or it's similar. Anyway, I got a call from the bank last week. There was a problem with my gas account. It was overflowing. If I didn't do something, it would run down the drain. Yes, Benny, that is interesting. We've all got that issue. T says 580 for an Epi Modern PB, where I have bought a few guitars. I'm sure he would come down a few quid for you. Comes across as a straight up guy. Family shop. Interesting, T. Yeah, let me know. Because I think in the last live stream you said you were going to send me an email, but I didn't receive one. So if you want to try and send that through again, I will check it out. But I definitely didn't get it. I've been looking out for it in the last couple of weeks. I haven't got one. So feel free to pop that along. Or if you're in the Facebook group, just drop it in there as well. Let me see. Oh, dropped again. There we go. Okay. Benny says, so I might have bought one of the limited edition Squire 60s Jaguars that came out last year in charcoal frost metallic. Very nice indeed. Who was talking about that guitar color yesterday? It was Muddy H2O. He was looking at a guitar in that color. One of them Strat things that he likes so much for some reason. Let me see. I thought you were going to say sneaked in and played Greenie. Nah, Greenie, whatever. They didn't mention toe sucking as part of the Greenie experience. That was an extra. It was a select experience for certain individuals. Not everybody got it. Chris from Coburg is here. Great to see you, Chris. We're all about to get hungry, guys. Says, I'm here and making chicken Caesar salad with beer. Cheers, y'all. Well, Chris, sláinte, my friend. Yes, indeed. Great to see you, Chris. Thanks for dropping in, making us hungry, as you do each week. You know, Scott with the t-shirt idea. Dave, you should do a t-shirt that's maple wood grain, maple top and all. I don't know how that would work. I mean, hey, it's an idea. We can look into it. Why not? AI can do all kinds of wonderful things these days for t-shirt designs. My knees hurt is here. Great to see. It says, no time to hang. Just stopped in to punch the thumbs up button with my... with a part of my anatomy that's not supposed to be used for doing such things. Take care, folks. I'm out. P.S. Drinking Monk's Uncle Triple Ale, 9%. Rock and roll forever. My knees hurt. You just made me laugh. Thanks so much, sir. That was super cool. Always great to see you. Have a great evening, whatever you were up to, with your D or otherwise. Ryan says, yeah, he answered my question about sending to Canada by blaming the Canadian government and then blocked you. What a dick move. There we go. That's not good. Yeah, I definitely try to get him on extra hard now. Just be like, why did you block Ryan? Unblock him now, sir. For sure. All right, let me see. I don't think we've got more chats coming up, but so I think we should be at the bottom. So we might actually finish up the stream early tonight, guys, if we don't have more drop in soon. But let me see, where are we here? Do you get extra votes on the kit build if it's an ultra rare kit? What kind of kit are you thinking, Glenn? Like, for example, what Benny was saying, the 12-string Telly, that'd be kind of rare. That'd be an interesting one. Artistic design would be something that you would get extra points for. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you watch Crimson Guitars, if you watch their channel, they've done builds with kits where they've gone extreme customization on them and made some really interesting things. So it depends how deep you want to get into it. Some people will go fucking wild, and some people will paint them green, and that's it. And bolt it all together. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what you guys come up with. I'll be excited for it. So let me know what your thoughts are, what you would do. I mean, that Rick bass, that might be an interesting one. That might win some points. Marsha also says, thanks for the super hat to Miranda, which, you know, I like it. Let's just call them super hats from now on. Where are we? 27 likes. If we get 30 likes, I'll put the hat on again. It's just, you know, just dancing like a monkey for some likes. Ryan says, I wish Gibson would do more Rhino Grey models. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. You know, I wonder if you started your own guitar company and you started doing things that Gibson just don't make anymore. How long it would take for them to come after you? How long before you get a cease and desist letter? So like the Rhino necks and the grey finish and stuff. I mean, they can't claim copyright over a finish, right? They can't be like, you can't use the color grey. I don't think they can. So it's just, so if you, as long as you alter the shape a little bit, you're probably fine, and don't use their headstock. Exactly. You know, use Schecters. They're probably fine with it. that would be funny. Let me see. 40th anniversary Squires are like $100 off right now. Longham McQuaid. Sweet deal, says Chris from Goldberg. And those are great Squires. So yeah, absolutely. That is a good deal. Chris, thanks for letting us know about that. If you're in Canada, you should check that out. Let me see. I like that color too, Ryan, says Muddy H2O, which is weird. Muddy doesn't like anything. Where are we now? Benny, I think, was the next comment. There we go. Gold edition 40th anniversary Squires are still priced into 300s in Europe. Yes, they are, and that's great. I would like maybe As you guys know, I'm not a huge Strat fan, but the blue one with the gold pickguard looks pretty sweet. I think that would be the Strat I would pick up right now if I was buying a Strat, which I'm not. But those are pretty nice. Marcia says, Chris, is that better than 10% off Fender gives to Fender Play members? $100 off would be better than 10% because they're like around 300-400. So yeah, it should be better. They might also add the Fender Play member discount as well. Who knows? Ryan says, anyone see the Les Paul on Geek Lord last night? A beautiful guitar. I did not. I saw the thumbnail and I just couldn't click on it. So there we go. Maybe I'll watch it later. Who knows? Maybe not. Miranda says, talking about color, I like the new blue and purple SE Silver Sky models, but why did they put these gray plastic tuning pegs is beyond me. Yeah, they look weird. They're supposed to be vintagey, I think. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what they're doing with that, but I think they needed to do something that differentiated them from a Strat, because the rest of the guitar is pretty much a Strat. I know people are go mad when you say that. They're like, they're not Strats. They're totally different. All right. You ask two non-guitar players to pick which one's a Strat and which one's a Silver Sky, and they won't know. And that's what matters. Yeah, the colors are fine on the SE Silver Sky models. I'm not, I don't hate them. I just don't think they're fantastic. The blue one, nylon blue, great. And as I said in the video this week, I don't see those colors ever being super sought after for reissues or anything like that in the future. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong twice before, so it could happen. But I like them. I like them well enough. The grays, whatever, and the blacks, whatever. But yeah, the purple and the blue. It's nice to see them do something a little bit different, at least. Anyway, that's all we need to talk about on that front. But the gray tuning pegs, yeah, they had to do something. Chris says, yes, way better. When they came out, they were close to 800, and now they're like 589 Canadian. Well, there you go. That's a good deal then. Cesar reminds me of Waluigi. Scott, come on, man. That's not very nice to Waluigi. Let's be fair. On my other channel, my Super Nintendo channel, which I haven't started yet, but that's my plan in life. Start a Super Nintendo YouTube channel. I also don't own a Super Nintendo. They dropped in price a couple of times, says Chris, which is interesting. Muddy H.O. says, everyone tell David to buy my SG. I'm too cool for it. So the running joke with Muddy and I is that he'll send me a guitar and I'll say that guitar is too cool for you, and then he tries to say that that's not true, but it is. Glenn says, I've been looking at purple guitars lately. I'm digging them. Purple is a nice color. I think what I really want in terms of purple is for the PRS Oriente guitar to be affordable and not $12,000. Scott says, or whoever the evil Luigi is. No, you got it, man. You got it. T says, sorry, man, I forgot to send you that email. Obviously, one too many Erdinger that night. I'll send it on and I'll text tomorrow, shop tomorrow to let you know you might be in touch. Cool, man. Yeah, listen, don't worry too much about letting the shop know, because I will probably get to it in like a week's time, but I will keep an eye out for it. I have a bit of time this week because I'm not working a few days this week, so there might be even 2 3-chord Dave live video, or 2 3-chord Dave videos, not 3-chord Dave lives, but yeah, that's the plan. Gonna have some time, might even make some videos. All right, one sec. I said I'd put the hat back on, so there we go. We got like old-timey slash hat stuff going on. There we go. Thanks for the 30 likes. People watching be like, what the hell is going on? Kristen Coburg says, I'm all over the new Paranormal Esquire Deluxe Lux Killer. The Paranormal series from Squire look great. They really, really do. Yeah, definitely want to check some of those out. Really hoping though that they'll just do a Fender special run of the Troublemaker Telly again. The blue one they did, and that was beautiful. Kristen Coburg says, Glenn, purple guitars have the best tone. Blue guitars have the best tone, but purple guitars have the third best tone. If you know what the second best tone is, in colors wise, then put it in the comments. Glenn says, Muddy, if Dave buys your SG, does he still get 50% commissions he talked about earlier? Yep. The thing is, if Muddy didn't correct that within 5 minutes, then it's true. So there we go. 50% commission if I sell his SG for him, even if I buy it. Right. And I see his response, but that's incorrect. Just the name of the color is trademarked. I mean, that can't be. Gray, the color gray isn't trademarked, so just I'll make a guitar company. I'll make a guitar, paint it gray, and be like, this is the color gray. They can't win in court over that. Sure. Glenn says, purple guitars have deep tone. Get it deep purple. I'll kill me sometimes. Dude, this is wrong in so many levels. Glenn, he'll get 50% commission off because I'll be charging him double. No, you won't, dude. I get a friends and family discount. Scott Bugfoot says, plum crazy would be a nice color on a guitar, in my opinion. Maybe it would. Vincent Doyle's here. Great to see you, Vincent. Evening all. Anyone going to Iron Maiden in Dublin next few weeks? No, I'm not, but that sounds like it'd be a cool gig for sure. So if you're going, enjoy it. I have no gigs lined up this year so far. But there you go. Muddy says, or Glenn says, Muddy, if it's rare, he's willing to pay. I'm kind of worried about the DNA that'll be on that guitar. I'm not kidding. Benny says, to Gibson Coburg, the Paranormal 12-string Jazzmaster is pretty cool as well. Benny, I'm just gonna put it out there. Are you feeling 12 strings right now? That's cool. That's cool, man. Sounds like it might be time to scratch that 12-string itch. Maybe you already have. I don't know. Sorry, I was helping my medical aid with something. I have no idea how we communicate. I mean, that's most humans. Yeah, most people don't know how we communicate. Scott says, my house is plum crazy. Mine is just crazy. Glenn, Dave is waiting for the 2028 Epi releases before he buys anything. That's not true, sir. That's not true. But you said I had to buy a guitar this decade. So, you know, there's nothing more sure than I will buy a guitar this decade. Kirsten Coburg says, Benny, totally agree. That's my second choice for sure. Everyone needs a 12-string. So much fun to tune. Yes, indeed. Glenn is completely wrong when he says plum is the new Pelham Blue. And what he says, Dave is single. His plums are Pelham Blue. All right, we don't need to get into that right now, okay? It's just, it's quite upsetting. Dave thinks it's a joke, but Muddy is all serious. Muddy's very serious all the time. All the time. Glenn says, I dig the new Monopoly guy. You know, I used to be a super enthusiastic Monopoly player, and then, I don't know. Ryan says, looks like a Mennonite slash. Dude, this is exactly what it is, without the talent for guitar playing. But hey, it's fine. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it. Benny says, you get 12 string for the tone, but you keep it for the tuning. Indeed. Scott says, is that a pilgrim hat? It's supposed to be a top hat, but it's probably used for several different costumes. It's just a costume hat. I don't think it's it was €10, so it's not exactly high quality. Christian Coburg says green, which I presume is his pitch for the best color of a guitar, which is not bad. It's up there. It's like yeah, it could be in the top 5. 3 Pilgrim Dave. It's Abe Lincoln. Dave Lincoln, it says right. The Abe and Dave show, guys, you're killing me, man. Robert says, get yourself a green hat, Dave, and then we can rename you 3-Chord Leprechaun. Oh man. That's only acceptable on 17th of March. Mark says to Scott, is it on Thanksgiving? Chinese workers who get paid 2 cents a day have to change the trim on the hat to square buckle. After Thanksgiving, they change back to slash again. I don't think they get paid 2 cents a day anymore, by the way. And Epiphone have gone into great lengths to claim that they pay their workers quite well comparative to their Chinese regions. Who knows? But yeah, 2 cents a day is probably not correct. Probably like a couple of dollars a day or something. But they, they're not paying Western wages. That's why the guitars are cheap, right? So yeah, it's pros and cons. Ernie B is here. Great to see you. Ernie says, man, that hat looks great, Dave. I'm getting one. Hey, you never know. You might win one. Who knows? It's just a weird add-on to any prize someone wins. Marcy says, the hat also has Lucky Charms vibes. They're magically delicious. Hey, listen, you're not allowed to say that. That's offensive to my people who cannot buy that cereal for less than, I think it's 12 euros a box the last time I saw it, which is ridiculous. The cat in the hat just came back. He says, I mean, that's one way of looking at it. Chris Coburg says, okay, best guitar color is black, white, or competition orange. Done. No, Chris. No, it's not. And Glenn says, Dave's new pickup move, the chicks dig a guy in a pilgrim hat. It's a slash hat, guys. It's a slash hat. Kind of. I keep wanting to tip my hat. Also, it just feel weird. How does Slash do this for entire gigs? I mean, his hat is probably like a real expensive one. Didn't cost $10 on Amazon. I know he stole it from a store. And didn't pay $10 for it, but whatever. T says $3,000 for a Gibson mod PB. Sweet gentle Jesus. I mean, he might not be gentle. Glenn says green eggs and blue guitars. Green eggs? What is wrong with you? It's weird. Chris says, 12 euros for cereal? Just get beer for breakfast. I mean, not for normal cereal, for American cereal. My local supermarket is called Tesco, and they have like an American aisle or an American section on an aisle, and it's all like marshmallow fluff and red vines and what else do they get in there? Like cereals, like they get like Reese's cereal and Lucky Charms from time to time, and they charge like $12 a box for the Lucky Charms. Then they get knockoff Lucky Charms. They're like €8 a box. But who would buy that stuff anyway? Anyway, but yeah, so no, normal ones. I don't eat cereal, so I don't know, but they're like €3-4 a box, I think. T could probably tell you more, because he's also Irish. Or Vincent, or someone else who's Irish. Marcia says, hey, can we sponsor a shipment of Lucky Charms? Or you can just come back to the US for now. You'd think they'd confiscate Lucky Charms at the border. They certainly wouldn't, but I wouldn't buy them anyway. No, I'm not happening. Money H2O has sent yet another super chat as he tries to buy my favoritism, which is how it works. You buy my favoritism. It says, can't believe Scrooge McDuck complains about Epiphone's price so much. We all know he's loaded. All right, now I can't wear the hat anymore. Thank you so much. I'm going to take it off. It's making my head sweat. So thanks. We're done with that. Thanks, Muddy H2O. You are a person. Ryan says, isn't Slash's hat leather? Looks like it would be uncomfortable as flip to wear for a whole show. It does look like he must have a sweaty head. That's all I can say. I've never seen Slash without a hat ever in the 35 years I've been a fan. I don't think I have. So anyway, but yeah, that leather one must be a pain in the ass. Buglip says, when I go to the US, I buy big boxes of unicorn cupcake flavored cereal. That's interesting. Real hats are shaped to your head's shape to be more comfortable, like with Mercury or something. Mad as a hatter. Interesting, Scott. Yeah, no, I'm sure they have something to do. Chris says, right, we'd just like have a UK section in some stores. Yeah, must be the same, I'd imagine. Irish section is what you need. Get some Barry's tea and stuff. I don't drink tea either, so I don't know. Barry's or Lions, it's a whole argument. Chris McCoburg says, do you guys still have Marks and Spencer? Marks and Sparks. Yeah, we do. They're all over the place. Well, they're not all over the place here. They're sprinkled throughout the country. Like in Dublin, there's a few. I think there's some in Cork, places like that. But yeah, not where I live. But yes, we have those. They're more of a UK brand, I think. Scott says, what flavor is unicorn? And Buglip says cupcake. Interesting. A cute goth cousin. It's just still hard to say. I feel about a man in a hat, you sexy geezer. Thanks, Glenn. Money Joe says, I've never seen Slash look not sweaty. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yes, I agree. Probably similar to horse, isn't it? The unicorn thing. Buglips says, it's delicious. I just cut open a box, pour the milk in, and eat it all in one go. All right, well, that's a lifestyle choice. Marsh says, I've seen Slash without a hat. He also likes a baseball cap and ponytail in his off time. I've seen him in baseball caps, beanie hats, just all kinds of hats. Maybe I have. I don't know. I don't stalk him. I don't follow him around or anything. But yeah, it seems like I haven't. I don't know. Maybe I have. Al says I saw him without a hat on a video with Les Paul. Oh, maybe I've seen that then. Who knows? I just don't recall it right now. Bugler says I then crap pink for 2 days. Interesting, sir. And Muddy says, Marshall, well, at least Dave can't copy one of those things. What are you trying to say? Wait, what do you drink at high tea time, Dave? I don't have a high tea time. I'm Irish, but they do that in England, I think. But if I was to partake in such a thing, I would drink coffee or water. Those are my daytime drinks. Mostly water, to be honest, because I'm on a health kick to not die. That's what I'm trying to do. So far, it's working. Let me. Oh, so true, Muddy. Listen, you guys are close to timeouts. That's all I'm saying. T says M&S aren't allowed to open up in Tralee. Went to Killarney instead. Yeah, it's not surprising. More tourists. That's why. Glenn says, hell, where did the Monopoly guy go? He could only stay for a while. You know, he had to go make his money. Muddy says, when someone says I don't stalk them or anything, they definitely do. Yeah, actually, I would agree with that. I shouldn't have said that in that manner. Oh, well. Al says, Monopoly left Atlantic City for the millenniums. Well, hey, everyone's got to move around, you know. Dave's high on tea all the time. Anytime. I'm totally not. It's all good. Buglip says, look at this fancy fat cat wanting to live. There you go. You know, it's one of those weird things that I do sometimes. Got to take Charlie dog walkies. Take care, everyone. Have a great night. Have a great night, Chris. Thanks for joining us, man. Dave, put the Monopoly guy in timeout. He did. Vincent says, hey, Dave, talking earlier about Slane, the venue is sacred to me over the years. Name one Harry Styles song. I wouldn't have a clue. I couldn't name one of his songs, to be honest with you. I think he's one about watermelon something. I heard people giving out about it on the radio this week, so I don't know what it is. I've never, if you played the song, I couldn't tell you that's a Harry Styles song. Slane is a sacred venue. I've seen some of my best live shows ever there. Some of my favorite artists of all time there. It's iconic. It's wonderful. It's one of those things you can say to any music person. Hey, I was at a gig at Slane Castle, and like lots of them will be like, "Oh, that's cool. I'd love to see a gig there someday." You know, people fly in from all over the world to go to see Metallica and the Foo Fighters and Guns N' Roses and U2. It's a great venue. It's one of the greatest places you can ever see a gig. And if you ever see tickets for sale for a Slane gig for a rock band, you should go. It's great. There's been lots of bands though that I would never go to, like rock-ish groups that I didn't think I would enjoy there. Oasis for one. I don't mind Oasis. You know, I was a fan in the 90s, but nowadays they played there at one point and I was like, I'm not interested. Bryan Adams, same. Nothing wrong with Bryan Adams. I've listened to his music. He's appeared in playlists I have, but I wouldn't go see him at Slane. He's just not a Slane act for me. It's iconic and it should be a top billing. It's a highlight of someone's career, I think. But yeah, hey, at some point you gotta just be like, well, I'm not going, so I'm not going to let it bother me. But I get where you're coming from. I wouldn't have a clue either, and I'm not super happy he's playing there, but I think there'll be lots of reports because Slane's not an easy gig either. Like to get as a fan, you've got to. It's a pilgrimage in a way because it's difficult to get to. It's more difficult to get out of, um, and that's when it's experienced concert goers. When it's not experienced concert goers who or people who go to concerts in indoor venues a lot of the time or nice well laid out stadiums and then they turn up at a Slane. It's different. That's different, man. I'd imagine next week there's going to be lots of stories about how difficult it was to get to Slane, how awkward it was, how the car parks are just fields. And that's true. They're just farmers' fields that they open up and charge people lots of money to park in for the day. It's a fun time. People are probably right now trying to get out of there and freaking out. Vincent, you and I have been there. T has been there. It's fun. It's so much fun. But getting out of it's a fucking nightmare. Ryan says Monopoly guy's in jail, needs $200 bail. Indeed. I gotta get out of jail free card. $50. That's how you play the game, Al. I like it. Marcia says you don't have to be English to do high tea, dude. I happen to enjoy tea and finger sandwiches, I just need a butler and I'm all set. It seems like an English thing to me. And that means yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Nothing against it, but it seems like not an Irish thing to do. But there you go. But yeah, you enjoy your finger sandwiches and your tea. I'm happy for you. T says, no, man, Tralee wouldn't let them open a shop in Tralee. I get you, man. I get you. I'm going to be a ghost. I got a whole list of people to haunt. Bug lips. Yeah, I mean, I people I want to piss off in the afterlife for sure. Where are we? Lots of people saying goodbye to Chris from Coburg, and I will share that too. Goodbye, Chris. Have a great evening. Enjoy your salad. Vincent says again, I was at Slane for GNR in 92. Incredible-ish show. Faith No More stole the show. Yeah, lots of people who were there say Faith No More were amazing. The interesting thing is if you look back on news broadcasts from 92 beforehand, RT News, it was all like police were worried that young women were going to bare their breasts to Guns N' Roses and that would be an illegal act. It was pretty funny. I've watched those things and so many times just laughing at them. Because in 1992, apparently people wanted to flash their boobs to Guns N' Roses. I don't know if that's still the case, but it's funny. It made the news the day before, and the day after they were like, it went off without any major incidents, which most Slane concerts do. There's never any trouble or anything like that, and major trouble at them anyway. But Vincent, I'm very jealous because 92 is a legendary Slane gig, supposed to be one of the greatest ones. I was 10 years old, so I couldn't go, and yeah, and I didn't really know what Slane was at the time. Didn't get to my first Slane gig until 98 for the Verve. That was a really good show. It was very 90s because the Manic Street Preachers were there as well. It was a good show though. I really enjoyed that one. But 92, yeah, I wish I'd been there. Did get to see Guns N' Roses at Slane in 97. And that was good. Money H4 says, Ryan, pretty sure Dave just dissed Bryan Adams. I didn't diss him. I said I like Bryan Adams. I have listened to his music, but I wouldn't go see him at Slane because he's not iconic enough. That's not a diss. It's good. Everyone learns how to play Summer of 69 at some point. That's all I will say on that. Glenn says, first Gibson, now Bryan Adams. It never ends. I didn't diss Bryan Adams. That's not cool. He's one of the 7 one-hit wonders of Canada. That's nice. I like that. I like that a lot. No, I have nothing against Bryan Adams. He's very cool. He's a very cool one-hit. I've listened to Bryan Adams albums. There you go. Well, I'll admit it openly. T says, Rico Dave, I'd love to get to Red Rocks, similar to Slane, as in being an amphitheater. Yeah, Red Rocks in Colorado. I'd love to go there. And I know someone who lives in Colorado. Maybe I can talk her into going to a gig with me sometime. Although we have very different tastes in music, so very unlikely. But yeah, I'd love to go there for a gig. It'd be super cool. U2 played there famously, I think. And Joe Bonamassa too. Muddy says, think Brian has quite a few more than one hits. Poor Brian, everyone picks on him. Ryan says, I know I like his music. So do I. I don't dislike his music. I just wouldn't go see him live. That's lame. Glenn says, Brian Adams is big in the US and Japan. Everyone's big in Japan. The same Ryan. He still sounds great too, says Muddy H2O. So are you and I, Glenn. That's interesting, Muddy. The hell is Dave babbling about? You ask me that question so much. It's annoying. Ryan says, wasn't Nirvana to play Slane at the day they found Kurt? I don't know if they were to play Slane. My cousin had a ticket for them for Nirvana. I think it was just in the RDS, or not the RDS, the Point, maybe. Or the Tree Arena as it's called now, but it used to be called the Point Depot. I think that's, yeah, because he still holds on to that ticket. He thinks he's going to make a lot of money on it one of these days, I believe. But yeah, they were definitely coming here. T says, do you remember as we left Slane, fireworks going off and somebody played Redemption Song? Any idea who it was? I don't I don't remember that, but that sounds like something that would happen at the show for sure. Scott says, thanks for everything, Dave. Great show as always. Keep going for another hour. Question mark. Lol. No. Straight up no. Marsha says there's a butler service, little finger sandwiches, tea, and little petit fours. Everyone was dressed up. Was fun. All right. If Brian Adams doesn't come on my radio 6 times the first few hours of my day, I get worried that there's been a format change, says Glenn. Maybe there has been. Marge says, I was allowed to bring 2 guests, so Mom and Grandma came along. I'm glad you had fun. Benny says, Metallica were supposed to play in Copenhagen the day after Cliff Burton died. That's a pretty sad fact right there. Muddy says, Chord Dave video for next week. Chord Dave playing Summer 69. No, I don't play guitar on YouTube anymore. Because you know, the last time you told me I was not good enough. Glenn says, rock on Dave. Can't wait for the Brian Adams cover I heard you were going to do soon. On Muddy H2O's guitar. That I'm getting for 50% off. And getting 50% commission on top. It's a pretty good deal. Did you guys see that pedal show where the chord in Don't Look Back in Anger was finally revealed after all these years? Chris Book also spoke about it if you don't have 2 hours to watch the pedal show. Marsha, I like how you keep promoting other channels on my YouTube channel. I'm aware of what's going on, just letting you know. T says we have dog on wet food since I'm up a month ago. Man, he has let off some whoppers tonight. Time to take him for a stroll. Who knows, we might be at Red Rocks for the same gig. Enjoy your walk, T. Yeah, definitely don't want that for the rest of the night. Take it easy, man. Benny says TCD Summer 69 cover for the summer. Who knows? Vincent says Nirvana was to play the Point Theatre, not Slane. Yeah, I thought it was the Point. Good stuff, Vincent. Yeah, thanks for confirming that. But he says, Glenn, rest assured, everything Dave does, he does it for you. There we go. See, Brian Adams is just... Listen, guys, it's just... The channel is not becoming a Brian Adams fan channel. We're a Steel Panther fan club, and that's the end of it. And everybody in the US, you better vote for them on America's Got Talent, because that's just part of the thing now. So I don't know if you can vote for them, if that's real, but there you go. Marcia says, although it's fascinating interview with Noel, I started watching and highly suggested, even if you're not an Oasis fan. I'm sure it is fun, actually, yeah. T says, missed Clapton tickets, gutted. Hope he will do an EU tour. I thought there was tickets still available, T. I was looking at them this afternoon. Let me see. Why not? Because we got a bit of time. We got a few minutes. Ticketmaster? Yeah. Eric Clapton. And no, I don't want to go to Newcastle. Dublin, 3 Arena, 16th of May. Yeah, there's still tickets there, T. I mean, you got to sit in Block H, which is over to the side. They're €130, but they're still there. Block H, lots of tickets in Block H. Oh, Block KK. which it doesn't show. Oh yeah, block K is, I mean, it's high, but it's not too bad. Block N, which is, yeah, again, high. To decide block J. So there's tickets there, man, on Ticketmaster. So yeah, you should be able to get them. So yeah, there's plenty of them still on Ticketmaster for the 16th. So hopefully you can check that out. William says, Bryan Adams, you must be joking. You'd be saying you like Phil Collins next. Nothing wrong with Phil Collins. Money H. Rose says, I told Dave last week he better get Clapton tickets. I told you I'm going to get press tickets. Scott says, Dave, what other Irish TV networks are there other than RTE? This is going to cause hilarity. So there was one called TV3, and they were bought out by Virgin Media, which is kind of ironic, because they're anything but. There's the Irish station, TG Car, which is TG4, which is an Irish language station. And then there's some other ones. There's like, I mean, that's the main ones. And then there's Premier Sports is a sports one. I don't really know. I don't really watch a lot of TV, so I'm not 100% up on what else there is. But Virgin Media and RTE are the main ones. Dave misunderstood. He got the clap. All right, Glenn, you're trying to get a timeout now. I did not. Totally not. That didn't happen this week. Ryan says, that's cool, Marcia. I'm taking my mom to Stevie Nicks next week. Her Mother's Day present. Stevie Nicks would be a cool one to go to for sure. Glenn says, does Marcia know if she becomes a moderator, she can't promote other channels? That's a good point. How about play guitar in the Facebook group? No, because Muddy H Show gives me too much shit for it. Ouch, Dave, Steel Panther channel only. That cuts like a knife, dude. Well, you know, at least you're still calling me dude. Benny says, yeah, Dave, it was pretty sad. Their bus hit some black ice on the way there. The rest is history, as they say. Yeah. Oh yeah, but that's, yeah, I know. Sorry, it's I didn't realize it was in Copenhagen. There we go. Glenn says, we love Bryan Adams. Why not? Who doesn't? We just don't go see him at Slane. The America's Got Talent thing with Steel Panther was a joke, Dave. It was a fake thing to promote themselves. I don't wear it. Is it? Never mind. Isn't he related to Gomez Adams? Who? Bryan Adams? Most likely. Anyways, good stuff. Jerry Adams. I don't know if he's related to Jerry Adams, but yeah, who knows? Glenn says, next Chord Dave video plays, Dave plays Bryan Adams. It's a very emotional segment. Probably not. William says Tony Adams. He might be related to him. Glenn, as long as he plays it straight from the heart, I'll watch. Jesus, are you looking up these titles or do you just know them? You collab with other channels, then it becomes mutual. Duh. I mean, okay. Anyway, I think we should wrap it up there, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another Chord Dave live. This has been the 81st one, so maybe it's time to change the format. Who knows? I've been thinking about changing the format. We might do like a different type of show soon. One of these days. Anyway, thank you so much. It's been super cool. I love all you guys. Thank you so much to all the super chat people. You guys are awesome. It's really nice and kind of you. Thank you. I'll be back with another guitar related video very soon. But until then, take care.